Oh, hey guys. Hey, let's just try this real quick. Can I send a chat in here?
Yeah.
Where do I do that?
You go down to the bottom toolbar.
Oh, chat. I click on the button that says chat.
Correct.
Okay, let's just try this one time. See if you guys can click on it and join that link. And if it's not going to work, then we're going to give up immediately. But I have it up on my screen now, and it should be recording. Hey.
I'm on.
Okay, cool. Just see if the other do you guys see that link?
I'm clicking on it, but now I'm having password problems with my Gmail. Give me a second.
Okay. Shanaz, does it work for you?
I just got on. Let me see. Wait. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Did you send the link, or I don't see the link?
It's
here it is. Okay,
yeah.
let me see. Okay, so
if you click it, you should be able to just get right in.
it says I'm the first one here, though. Is this the right link?
It's the link I just sent in the chat on the side of this on the side of Zoom just now. Any luck?
I don't see. Could you send me the link? Because I don't have the link.
Yeah, I'll send it again. I just emailed it as well.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And it's on the side there.
Says I need to install the plugin to get started.
Yeah, that's what I had issues with last time too. Yeah, that was the issue for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last time, yeah, to get the plugin, and then I finally downloaded it and it worked for me. But
okay, well, you guys want to just forget it? It's going to take you.
I think it's working.
Let me see.
Let me try to get the link and then see if it works for me.
I don't see you yet. Matt's here in the Hangouts video, but I don't see you, Victoria or Shanaz yet.
It's installing right now, but it seems to be moving quickly. So
okay.
So you sent the link to my Gmail?
I sent it to the. No, I sent it to the.
The USC Gmail. Yeah. Okay, I see it. Okay.
No, because I got to record. I'm still speaking on my phone. So no, I can't use them. I have to record with the phone for our voice.
Hi. Can I?
Oh, okay. Hey, so.
Hey.
Tori, as soon as you get in this one, close the,
Will do. I'm just moving rooms right now. Complete. So maybe I need to go back to the link now. Let me try. It's telling me to install a plugin again. What do you want to do with Google Voice and video setup? I want to run it, right?
Right.
Okay. And keep saying installation complete, close.
Are you running it on a Mac?
No. PC. Oh, gosh. Let me show you guys. So this is, I mean, it's not letting me progress from here.
That was the same issue I had too. It wouldn't let me progress from here. But what browser are you using? What's your browser though?
I think I'm in Edge right now, Microsoft Edge, but let me see if I can cut and paste it to Chrome.
Yeah, try Chrome.
It's just automatically always sends me to. Oh. Please work.
you guys all here?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to close down Zoom. I'm going to leave Zoom.
Okay.
All right.
Lose somebody? Oh.
Okay. It looks like everyone's here. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone want to start specifically, or?
Not really.
I'm happy to start.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so bear with me for a minute. So I guess I'm supposed to say here that it's 7:11, and this is going to take about 10 minutes, and we'll see how it goes. So for the purpose of my focus group, I'll just give you an introduction. The survey intends to understand the motivating factors for incoming undergraduate freshmen in choosing a university and discipline. So it can be used to explore importance of geography, ranking, family affiliation, etc. So for the purpose of this focus group, you are all freshmen college students who went through the college application process roughly 1 year ago. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So right off the bat, I want to ask you all to take a minute and think back to when you were first applying to schools last year, or even earlier when you were first just researching schools, however long that might have been. And I'm curious to know what kind of things were going through your heads, if there was any kind of specific worries or fears or anything that you were especially excited about, just kind of that first initial experience. You want to start, Matt?
Sure. I think what I first thought of was price and prestige, I guess. Like if they had the right program that I was looking for and how good the program is.
So that was the main concern. You weren't looking at was it really like a price versus prestige, or kind of trying to balance the two as best that you could?
Yeah, trying to balance the two as best as you could.
Mm-hmm.
Not spending like 60 grand a year.
Right.
And
yeah, Tori?
For me at that point, there were two things. I wanted to move away from home, far enough away, more than a few hours, and really just get into a school at that point. So my GPA wasn't, I went to high school to play sports instead of study. So I just wanted to make sure I got into a college and that hopefully it was a good drive away from home.
Mm-hmm. Chanel?
For me, I was just more concerned about getting in, just because, my grades, weren't as good as I wanted them to be. So for me, it's always been just making sure that my application looks great. I have good references. Well, yeah, references, and just, just a good, like sometimes how you have to write papers to get in and acceptance and everything. I put a lot of time into that just because I had to explain a lot of things that had happened. And so to me, that was really important, making sure my acceptance letter was really good, and working with my advisor very closely to make sure everything was just perfect. And it really, explained my side of what was going on with my GPA and things like that. So.
Okay. So it sounds like, Tori touched on it sounds like what the most exciting or motivating factor for you was to move kind of far away from home. Can anyone else share kind of any other motivating factors? Learning a particular skill or going to a family alma mater or something like that. Any other kind of big motivators? Matt? That's okay. I don't think there necessarily had to be one.
Moving away was great.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it was like a top priority, but yeah, moving away was up there.
Mm-hmm.
But then that was also like factored into cost, how much it would cost to move to, say, Los Angeles,
sure,
and live in LA and go to like a private university like USC.
Sure. Shanaz, was there anything you were particularly looking forward to aside from what was already mentioned?
I mean, I was already out here in Los Angeles, so, but what motivated me, my brother went to USC, so that was a good motivation to want to get in. He went to the film school, graduated from it, has gone on to do really cool things because of it. And so, you know, after seeing that and already being here in Los Angeles, I figured, hey, you know, if he can do it, that motivated me to be like, okay, I can do it. And it worked out. So here I am. So that motivated me.
So it was really, so you would say it was kind of like a family motivation, seeing
Yeah.
someone close to you who had gone through that route and how it benefited them.
Yeah, because I definitely wanted, you know, I want to get into entertainment. I want to do like administrative consumer products. And so I was having such a hard time getting in, and that's because I don't have the experience that was needed. And so getting into USC and just, you know, taking this class, well, this degree, it's really helped me already. And so I saw that when he started going to USC, a lot of opportunities came to him while he was in school.
Yeah.
And so, you know, my
Yeah.
first semester, we kind of seen the same thing. So,
Shanaz, I think that's a great answer, but I want to, maybe it wasn't really clear. I want to try to just play the role of when you were trying to enter undergraduate.
oh, undergraduate. Okay.
But that's fine.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I also wanted to know too, if there were kind of any outside factors that played an important role when you guys were making a decision about specific schools. So you might have had a few different schools that you had looked at, and you had put them all on your short list for a variety of reasons. What were some of the things that helped you make that final decision, assuming that you got in? And since we're pretending, let's just pretend you all got into your first choices.
I could kind of go off of that. And it was kind of like what Shanaz was just saying. My sister is older, and she was up at UC Santa Cruz. And so that definitely motivated me to see kind of what she was doing and want to get away and do the same thing. And I ended up not getting into Santa Cruz, but getting into Monterey, which was probably a way better fit for me.
Anyone else? You know, it could have been a talk with a mentor, an advisor, or, you know, seeing a football game on TV. If there was anything like that that kind of made your first choice really stand out for you.
I had friends and people that I knew that went to the school that I picked, so that their kind of recommendations took it made it a little bit more appealing than it would if I hadn't gotten those types of like feedback from them. Yeah.
So you say maybe that, I mean, a lot of people tell you should go here or there, but hearing that from someone that you know very well or respect for whatever reason, it holds a lot more weight.
Right.
Okay. Well, we already only have a couple of minutes left. I just kind of want to end by asking, you know, reflecting back on that experience again, what was the, I guess the way I'll phrase it is, now that you're here in college as a freshman, what is the most important thing that you wish you would have known then about the college experience? Go ahead.
I wish I had known, like in high school, and I was probably told, you know, that these grades matter. It will affect where you go. And also piggyback off your last question, it was an advisor. I didn't even know about Monterey.
Oh, okay.
I probably would have ended up at a community college. I probably would have only applied to Santa Cruz and ended up at a community college.
Okay. So you're a case, your advisor played a really big role.
Yeah, because I had like a 2.8 and I just need somewhere to go. And she said, there's a small little school and it's brand new and you should, you know, they're accepting people. You should apply there. And it was great.
Great. Anyone else? Anything that, you know, one kind of thing that you really wish you had known?
I think I would go along with Tori because I was in the same situation. I wish when I was in high school, and I, you know, like she said, you know, they tell you to do well because of your grades, but I just wish it was kind of emphasized more to me how important it is to get in. Because where I lived at the time, it was in Texas, so it was a small town. And so, you know, getting into the main college, that was really the only college in that area. So there was, you know, a community college, and my counselor did tell me the same thing, you know, with my GPA being low and hard to get into the university, the community college would probably accept me. And so that's basically what I did. I got into the community college and I transferred over, which made it a lot easier for me. But I think, yeah, the same thing as Tori. I just wish, you know, I realized how important your grades are. So,
Matt, anything to
add? I wish somebody would have told me not to take 8 a.m. classes because I won't go.
That's, yeah, I can relate to that.
Not to trick myself into thinking I'm going to go.
Yeah. So maybe a bit of expectations as to what you are and are not capable of as a freshman college student.
Yeah.
And I think time management too, because when you're in college, you kind of have to manage your own time. You know, it takes you to get up and go to class and be there. No one's gonna like get on something while being in class. So I think time management too.
Right. Okay, great. And that's just about 10 minutes right there, so I think we'll end. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stopping my audio recording. Okay. Whoever wants to go next can go ahead.
I guess I can go, just kind of get it over with. Okay. So I decided for my focus group, I wanted to look at college students, you know, health and wellness, and basically how to improve that. I think, you know, as students, we're like always on the go, we're working, and I just kind of wanted to look at and see how, you know, how we can improve, like, oh wait, I haven't even started recording anything, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so I basically wanted to do health and wellness for college students, and I want to see, you know, how we can improve it. And that's basically the goal, and it's basically you guys who are the grad students at USC. So I kind of wanted to start off and see how you guys define like a healthy lifestyle as a college student, just in general. How do you guys define a healthy lifestyle?
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
Go ahead.
A big thing to me is I need to be able to like have my downtime. Like this is the day that I'm not going to be doing work, so that I get time for my brain to just not be frazzled with stress, because I have work, I have a daughter, I'm also pregnant. So just really also having that downtime where I can relax and go to bed early is just a big factor for me to maintain my health and wellness.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
I was gonna say balancing enough time so you're not overwhelmed with work or school, or just not taking too much stuff, putting too much stuff on your plate at once, and over kind of exerting yourself unnecessarily.
Okay. Does anyone else want to pitch in on that, or? Okay. So how does, like, when you see other students on campus, if you're on campus, how does that make you feel like when they're going to work out? Does it make you want to work out, or does it not make you want to work out? Like, how does it make you feel when you see other students going to the gym with their headphones, with their workout gear? Does it motivate you?
First of all, I apologize. I think I accidentally muted myself before.
Oh.
I would say it doesn't motivate me as much as it causes me anxiety.
Okay.
You know, I think about how that's something that I should be doing more of, and then kind of thinking that I don't have the time. I find myself less with like a resulting positive response, as instead of just thinking, oh, I really should be doing that, and then feeling anxiety over it.
Okay. Do you think like working out would help your anxiety though? Like, even though like it gives you anxiety, just seeing it, do you think working out would help you reduce that? Or?
Yeah, yeah, I certainly think it would. Yes.
Okay. So what would motivate you to actually go and do it? Like, what do you think would help you go?
Are you asking me? Are you asking me?
Yeah, I was asking you like what.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think having someone to do it with,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
would be a big motivating factor.
Okay, and then I guess this is kind of the same as what I asked earlier, but like, how do you guys actually incorporate, like, in your day-to-day life? How do you guys incorporate, working out, relaxing with so much going on? I know you guys gave me like a definition of like what a healthy lifestyle is, but and I know Tori kind of told me a little bit. She touched on how she tries to relax, but like, how do you guys actually incorporate it into your day-to-day?
Incorporate relaxing.
Yeah, just working out. Like, do you guys actually incorporate it, or is it, do you guys actually do that, or how do you do it?
It's definitely a challenge for me right now.
Yeah.
When the weather's at a nice, easy, like mild temperature, I can go for walks with my daughter. Time's just a really hard thing for me right now. I know after the pregnancy, I definitely want to look into working out, but and even sometimes walks is like too much. So it's definitely hard. So that's why I choose my days that it's like, okay, this is the day, instead of maybe possibly working out. It's that I'm not doing any, I'm home from work and I'm not doing schoolwork. It's more mental than physical for me right now.
Yeah, definitely. Do we still have Ben, or did we lose Ben?
Yeah. So sorry, I'm still here. My camera was acting up.
No, that's okay.
So I was going to add that what I try to do is I try to do some exercise on my lunch break, because I find it's a time where it's just easier to do things like that, because I'm not at home. Once I get home, I'm tired and I'm already out at work, so it's a convenient time to try to get it done.
Okay, and then
I would say it's important to like just make time. I do it. I wake up and just go do it first thing in the morning. So I just kind of get it out of the way.
Kind of like just like get it out the way that way, and plus it gives you more energy for the rest of the day. So,
right.
Right.
And going off of that, like there's a couple guys at my work that there's a gym right by my work, and I just think that's what I need to do. Like seeing them, that motivates me, and being like, I can do this on the way right to work, or either right after work, before, after I drop my daughter off, before I pick her up. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, that's really good. And then so, what do you like? How would you describe your eating habits? Does it correlate with being healthy, or is it a lot of takeouts and just on the go type of food, or are you guys trying to incorporate like healthy food as well with your your healthy lifestyle? Like, how would you describe that, your daily intake of food?
It's something that I think about but don't go extra far in trying to be as healthy as possible, but it is on my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't say I eat like perfectly or even try to eat perfectly, but just being kind of somewhat conscious about what you eat.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I definitely try. I cook a lot of meals. Mostly shop at Trader Joe's. Like I have to snack all the time, so I definitely right now, I'm always worse when I'm not expecting. But start my day off with oatmeal. I make sure I've got carrots and hummus and veggies in there throughout the day. So I'm definitely a lot healthier right now than I might typically be, but still do grab the takeout if it's 90 degrees outside, and the last thing I want to do is come home and cook.
Yeah, and so to touch on that, that goes into my next question. Do you think the seasons kind of affect if you want to go work out or not? Like in the summer, everyone's like, oh, I want to go out and I want to go, work out. Does that affect you guys to where if it's the summer you want to, and then in the winter you're just like, no, it's okay, I just want to stay in? Like, does that play into anything?
I'd say it's harder in the winter because there's so many like holidays and it's a really like busy time, so you can get kind of lost on when you can go work out, or you can kind of throw your schedule off a bit, just because it's so full of other things that are going on.
Yeah, I would agree. It's easier in the summer, and I work at a university, so the summer is always a little bit. The campus is a bit more open on the summer. It's easier to do things like that. So I do find it easier in the summertime too.
Same. I did like a swim class this summer with my daughter, and I'm kind of bummed out that that's, not going anymore because it was great for both of us.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and then I guess kind of to just like wrap it up, I mean, as college students, how, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I know we have so much going on, but where would you rank like being healthy? Like, how important is that to you on your scale? Is it like the first thing you're thinking when you wake up, or is it kind of like in the middle of your scale? Like, where would you guys rank being healthy?
I put it as pretty high up.
And what is it that makes you want to put it way up there?
Just that I feel like I'm getting, to an age now where I need to think about it more.
Okay.
I should say that I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily doing more, but I certainly rank it higher now.
Okay, so you think like the older we are, the more we start to think about our health, I'm guessing, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, and then Matt?
I would agree. I think that for me, it's something that I kind of move up and down the importance scale depending on what else I have going on, which probably isn't what I should do. I should just keep it at whatever level of importance I want to put it at, high importance probably, but I kind of move it up and down depending on how busy I am.
Okay, and then Corey?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty important, but it's definitely hard when there's so many things going on, when you're getting up and getting other people ready and work and then schoolwork as well. So I'd say probably like a 6 or 7. I'd like it to be a little higher, but it's not the top of what I think of every day. It's great if it gets there, is more where I am right now.
Okay. I think that puts me over 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can go next if it's okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hold on, let me get my recording thing up. Okay, so I guess the goal of my focus group is to understand what members of the working force think when they hear the term work-life balance and what they think the proper work-life balance is. So first I want to ask, generally when you hear work-life balance, what do you think of? What does that make you think of?
For me, it means not taking your work home with you.
Okay. So whatever you do at work stays at work, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the main definition for me too.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it was just making sure you just, whatever happens at work stays there, and then you come home and that's your home. So.
Okay. How many in your perfect world, what would be how many hours a week of work is sufficient to you? Like, is 40 hours, 50 hours? At what point is what would be the perfect number for you?
Do you mean to get my work done or to be happy?
To be happy.
Well, to me, I was just saying the other day, it would be nice if we had like 3-day weekends, and it gives you more of a time to relax. Because I feel like, okay, we have Saturdays and Sundays, and then we're like running errands, we have family, we go to events, and it's like, are we truly relaxing and just unwinding? It's like we're still on the go doing family things. And so I mean, I'm used to doing over 40 hours or 40 hours a week, but it would be nice if we had like the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And I know in some European countries they do that, you know. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the European countries I've seen, they really do have a good balance with their work and with their, you know, personal life. So yeah, it would be nice to see that.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I work roughly 40 hours now, and I know some people work more than that, but you know, I find myself with so little time to do the things that I want to do and spend time with my family. I think somewhere in the vicinity of 35 hours or so would be a lot more reasonable.
Okay.
And I feel I'm pretty good with 40. My work's pretty, like, I leave it there and I go home. And that works for me. I know that some companies do like a 10-hour days, and I don't know how people do that, because I like mentally like hit a wall after 8 hours and then 40 hours. So for me, 40 is no problem. More than that, I couldn't do.
Okay. So if you have, let's say you have a Monday through Friday job, and when do you think it would be okay for your boss to ask you to work on the weekends?
You know, if there's an emergency type situation or something is really big that's due, I think it's reasonable, if you have the right relationship with your boss or your company, for them to ask for something like that. But just to get more work done, you know, I don't think that's reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're behind in your department, especially if you're like the executive, you know, director or something, and you're behind and you have a lot going on, yeah, I think going in on the weekends is acceptable. Like my boss, she does that right now with my new job. She, you know, she's pretty high up there, and she works like crazy. Like she comes in 8 o'clock, she doesn't leave till 9 in the evening, and she's still behind. And I think it depends on the type of job that you have, the field that you're in. It just depends if it's appropriate or not. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel pretty much the same. Like if it was an emergency situation, something came up, then yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but it'd have to be like few and far between.
Okay. So you guys are kind of all on the same page that emergency only, not happening all the time type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Does it make a difference if you're salaried versus an hourly employee? Would you be more willing to do the extra work if it was, you know, you're paid hourly instead of a salaried wage?
I mean, I guess if you're on a salary wage, there may be more of an expectation that you should do those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the flip side, obviously, if you're paid hourly, there's more of an incentive, I guess. I guess I personally feel a bit more of responsibility to do that from time to time if I'm on a salary.
Okay, and kind of going off of that question or that response, at what point is it too much that you're asking? At what point do you feel like you fulfilled your part of your job being salaried?
Again, for me, like I said, if it was something that was once in a while for emergencies or extenuating circumstances, I would feel okay with that. But if it became a kind of just pattern of general work, I wouldn't be okay with that even if I was on a salary.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see like the incentive for hourly, and I mean, if it was a certain time of season, holidays are coming up, and it wasn't really nice outside, I wouldn't mind going in and making more money for whatever I planned on using that for. And then if like the salary idea, probably I would also feel more obligated to do it, but again, it'd have to be emergency, few and far between. I'd say like one extra Saturday every 3 months or something. I'm just really not into doing too much. I like to plan ahead at my job, at what I do. I plan way ahead so that I don't, find myself in those situations. I'm very lucky in what I do, the position that I have. So I can't imagine having to sit there on a Saturday and do something like that. But if another part of my company needed help, I would definitely, go in and help them.
Okay. So if you're a salaried employee, do you still think that you're kind of obligated to the 40 hours a week, that's what I work time frame, or do you believe that there's more leeway for your employer to ask more of you time-wise because you're a salaried employee? And if so, what's your cap? What would be your cap for working per week salaried?
I think 40 hours is reasonable, quite honestly. I don't think that anyone on a salary should expect that they should be expected to work more than that. That being said, I guess I wouldn't want that to be more. I wouldn't want my regular hours to be more than that. I would be willing to do it, like I said, once in a while, like an additional day or so, so maybe 50 hours. But again, I wouldn't expect that to be, the norm, especially not for the salary that I make right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think whether it's salary or, hourly, I think, again, it depends on the job, but if you're salary, it should be 40. But at the same time, if you're behind and you have a lot of catch up to do and you're not where you should be, then I think it's expected of you to stay as long as you need to get caught up. And I think it goes back to depending on what industry you're in, because, things are fast, you've got a deadline. And so if you're getting paid a lot, then the expectation is pretty high for you to be there and get stuff done. And so where I work, there's no excuse. Like, if you have to stay, you stay to get it done. So I think it just really depends on the company that you're with, and you go in knowing the expectations of what they want you to do. So my boss, she knows she has to stay late. Like, there's no reason why she wouldn't. And then she has to miss a lot of things with her family, her son. She never goes to soccer practice because she's at work, but that's the expectation that's there. She has to get the job done, and she's behind because she took on a brand new department. So it's like her leaving at 6:30 is just never going to happen for her at this moment. But at some point when she catches up, the expectation will change to where, yeah, she'll feel more comfortable leaving and just doing 40 hours a week. But at this point, she's not doing 40 hours a week. It's way over. So.
Okay. So you think it would be variable depending on kind of what's going on at work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, I think the big thing comes down to money. Like, if you're working a job that requires you, that you're going to be, that 40 hours isn't going to cut it. If you're working 40 hours a week and you're constantly behind, then yeah, you should be expected to work more to finish it, certainly. But at the same time, like, you should be compensated much, much better for that.
Right.
So that's really what it comes down to. I don't think anyone making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, you're going to be expected to be in a job where a regular 9 to 5 Monday through Friday thing doesn't apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it more depends on what you're making, how much you're making, and what type of industry you're in. Depending on how much time you think that you would be expected to put in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I went like a minute over, so I'll stop now.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. So I've just been recording the whole thing. So if anybody has a problem, let me know and I'll send the link that I recorded. My focus group is on like employee retention due to job satisfaction. So if you guys could play the role of being in a position like a little over 3 years. So I don't know if you all are currently, but if not, like think back to a time, and that's kind of where the questions are gonna stem from. Okay. So first, just want to start out with like your company, your employer benefits. Do they offer like a full set of benefits? And was that like a motivating factor to work there? So medical, dental, vision, paid time off, 401k, etc.
Yeah, for me, that's a huge factor.
And was it the whole suite of benefits, or?
Yeah, I mean, the more, yeah. I guess the better the benefits, the more of attraction it is. I guess.
All right, and Matt, do you have full suite of benefits at your employer? Is that a motivating factor?
Yeah, I think as I've gotten older, it's become more important rather than when I was like fresh out of college. It didn't really matter that much. But now, as you get older, yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, like how Matt said, if you know, when you're first coming out of college, it's all about getting the experience, you know, getting the job that you want. But as you get older, you know, those things matter. And so, yeah, taking on a job with full benefits like that, I think it's really important.
Could any of you guys, just going off of that, see yourself, if I know, I guess there's like crazy startups out there right now that just don't offer benefits, would you completely, even if the money was really good, completely not consider something that didn't have?
I would consider it. Yeah, I would still consider it and just take out my own private insurance, especially if I'm getting paid good and it's a startup company. You know, I'm always willing to just take it out myself and do it, you know, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would consider it too, but obviously it comes down to money. If it's so much more money that the extra money you make can cover what you're getting in benefits from another position, then it's something that I would consider, yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Ben, especially if they're able to like make it up with, I don't know, some like stock options or something in like a startup.
Okay.
Something like that. It would have to be enough money for me to really consider taking that on.
All right. Okay, and then so where you're at 3 years plus now, are there in your position growth opportunities? Is there like a structured growth where you know what you need to do for your next promotion or education level? Is there any kind of like tuition reimbursement, anything like that that's a motivating factor?
My company does offer tuition reimbursement and a lot of other kind of motivating factors and things, but one thing that you mentioned that I would appreciate more of is kind of like a clear-cut path towards promotion. So I would say there's definitely room to grow where I work, and I intend on growing in the position I'm in now. But it's not the kind of thing where if you hit this milestone and this milestone and this milestone in 3 years or in 2 years, you will be promoted to this or that. That's a little unclear, and that's something that I would appreciate a bit more of. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I work at a law firm, so our promotion tracks are pretty well set out. You don't make partner until you're like in between your 7th and 12th year. There's no real guidelines on what you exactly have to do in order to make that track. You just kind of have to be good, have a good record of being good at what you do, and an ability to like bring in clients. So yeah, ours is pretty well like set out.
All right.
For me, I mean, I just started a new job about 2, 3 weeks ago, but before that, I was at another job, and I was there for about a year and a half, coming up to 2 years. And the reason why I did leave the job was because there was no structure to growth, and the company was trying to figure out how to promote people. You know, they were just going through a lot of restructuring within the company, and so to me, that is important to have maybe not a clear-cut path, but at least, you know, opportunities to grow or have, you know, different opportunities to move around in the company. And so after seeing myself not really growing within the company, I did end up leaving. So I think it is really important to have that. Yeah.
Okay, and kind of following that up with, is there challenges in your position? Do you feel motivated, or as opposed to like being stuck in a rut?
I don't challenges to being promoted.
No, like, are you satisfied with the challenges of your everyday tasks in your career currently?
Yeah, I
It's
am.
stimulating.
Yes, it is for me very much. Yeah.
For me too, I would say. Yeah. Pretty stimulating.
Yeah, it is stimulating to, you know, get up to that next level.
All right. And I guess I'm kind of running out of time, I think. What about like commute options? Do any of you guys have a problem with your commute to work? Is that a frustration, or is it, do you have options where you can telecommute, or do anything else like that to remain kind of satisfied and stay there?
For me, the commute, I hate my commute. I don't like it. I live here in the valley, so I have to go all the way down to Santa Monica, you know, Monday through Friday. And so I'm on the 405 early in the morning, and you know, the earlier I get there, the better it is for me for my job. But I try to get there for like 9, so I have to be out of my house like 7:30 in the morning. It's just ridiculous. And then coming back, it's like ridiculous too. So I spend so many hours on the 405, but you know, it's what I have to do. So I stick it out, I guess, and do it. But I hate it's very frustrating. I'm actually trying to look to move closer, but we'll see.
Yeah, I have a really bad commute too. That's partially because I drop my daughter off in the morning or pick her up depending on the day, on the complete other side of town. I've been told that I can, you know, work from home once in a while if I need to. I don't really take advantage of it because I don't like working from home as much, but my commute is a real challenge. And then on top of that, where I work, parking is very expensive. So, you know, I either have to pay for that or park in the neighborhood. So parking is a big hassle too. It is one of my biggest complaints about work in general.
And why don't you like the work from home option?
Because my job in general requires me to communicate with a lot of different people on a daily basis, and it's something that's much easier done a lot of the times in person. So on any given day, I'm just interacting with so many people that it's easier to do in person. And then me personally, the type of worker I am, I think I just get more done when I'm in the office.
Okay. And Matt?
I'm kind of a combo of the two. My commute sucks, and I have to pay for parking. So I live probably about 30 miles like north of San Francisco. So my commute in the morning can range from like an hour and a half to like 2.5 hours. So you lose a lot of time in the car driving. And then on top of that, I work in Union Square in San Francisco, so parking is at a premium. There's no street parking. You have to park in a garage. The garage is I don't know, like $30 a day or something like that, depending on how long I'm there. So it's terrible. If I could work more from home, I would. I do work some at home. I work at night, like when I get off a little bit, but I can't like stay home and work, take a day at home, whatever.
But since all three of you kind of have like the bad commute, but it's not really a motivating factor to your job satisfaction, or do you think if you had the equal thing come up closer?
I mean, if I had something that was exactly the same closer, I would definitely take it. I like my job a lot enough that I'm willing to overlook the commute.
Okay.
But it's not. It is one of my biggest complaints. And part of that is also just kind of rolled into a lot of different factors outside of my job specifically. Public transportation is difficult in the city. Rent is really expensive. So a lot of that is outside of the control of the job. But it would be nice if there was some things in place there to make it a bit easier, even like a subsidy for parking. I mean, anything like that would help. But if everything else was equal and there was the exact same job that was half the commute, I would definitely take it.
All right.
Yeah, for me, it's probably, the pay would have to be pretty competitive, which it wouldn't be outside of San Francisco. That's where the higher paying jobs are. So I don't know that if something did come up and it was, I don't know, like 5 to 10% less income, I would probably take it, because that would save me a lot of time and save me a lot of money on gas and parking and all that. But those types of opportunities just don't come up where I live, so you kind of have to just suck it up and go where the money is, really.
Okay. Well, I think that is over my time. So.
Yeah, and it looks like we might have lost Shanaz.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop this broadcast, and I will share the link with the teacher tonight or tomorrow.
All right.
I think that's it. There's another kind of step to this, but I think we each have to do it individually.
Yeah, I think it's due next Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for getting this figured out finally.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'll share the link with you guys when I have it and everything.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.